Hey everybody, Brett Maciag with Coldwell Banker Weir Manual here, and thanks for tuning in to this episode of the Real Estate Market Update. Let's start with some really great news. The Fed's announced that they won't be hiking interest rates this year, and so that's really great for those home buyers looking to get into a market where we've seen inventory decreasing and price increasing. Right now we're at a 3.3 month supply inventory throughout the entire MLS, and what this refers to is how long would it take for all of that inventory to sell off given the current demand without any new listings coming back on. So 3.3 months, that's pretty good. We're selling out pretty quick. Where we were 3 years ago was at 5.3. So we're seeing a steady decrease in that month supply, which is steadily giving us an increase in the average sales price. Where we're at right now is $211,263. Where we were 3 years ago was $178,709. So about a $25,000 increase over the past 3 years, which is some pretty good growth. It's substantial, but it's been steady. USA Today published an article about the most affordable markets to get into, best markets to get into given the median income, median sales, and Jackson County here in Michigan, a little south of here, was actually number 21 on the list. So this is based on a 3% down payment and maybe a debt to income of 28%. They showed up 21 out of 25 on the list, so that's a really great thing here for the Michigan market and even some of those more rural areas that don't get as much attention as some of these other markets like Detroit, out in Oakland County near Troy, and here in the Grosse Pointes, where we've been seeing a lot of growth and it's been steady for a long time. And Coldwell Banker does a study with CoreLogic, and CoreLogic did this study on what are the best markets for sellers right now, the best metropolitan areas. And number 2 in the country is Detroit. So it's a great time for all those buyers or sellers in Detroit that have purchased a while ago and now they're looking to sell off. There's a lot of demand. Millennials like myself looking to buy a nice home in these neighborhoods that are being revitalized and get them for a good price. So if you've had something you've been holding on to, now might be a great time to sell. I had a friend ask me, is now a good time to buy? And it's a tough question because it really depends. It matters. What type of buyer are you? Are you the investor? Are you the opportunity buyer? Are you the type that wants to buy something low maintenance, move-in ready? If you're that type, the low maintenance, move-in ready for your own primary, now is probably a good time to buy. In the next few months, you're going to see some new inventory coming on. Generally, the top third of the inventory, that nice inventory, priced a little bit higher, but you're going to get a really great quality home. If you're the opportunity buyer, later in the season is probably a good time because these are the homes that have been on for a while. They haven't gotten what they've been looking for, but now they're just ready to sell. They want to offload. They want to get rid of it. So maybe later in the season, September, October, November is probably a good time. If you're the investor type, those colder months are probably a great time for you. That's when the inventory's been sitting around, it's stagnant, it's been around for quite some time, and maybe you've got some money to fix it up and bring it to its full potential. So generally that would be a better time for investors. But if you're looking for a primary, now's a really great time, the next few months, spring, summer, and maybe if you're opportunity to buy later in the season, even for your own primary, if you've got the time and money to invest in a home and make it your own, that's a great time as well. So let's get into the stats here. Here in Grosse Pointe, we've got a month supply of 3.2 months. Now that's similar to what we're seeing throughout the entire MLS. And it's up just a little bit from where we were last month, but that's to be expected. Average sales price hovering right around the same, $374,332. Average price per square foot is $158, which is up just $1 from last month. And days on market right at 41, and that's basically where we were last month as well. So I'm going to expect that days on market number to drop a little bit here in the coming months just because there's so much demand out there. And as soon as these new prime homes come on, that top third, they're going to start selling off a little bit quicker. Now let's look at the entire MLS in Michigan as a whole. The month supply, 3.3, like we said. Average sales price, $211,263. Price per square foot, $120. So a little bit lower than where we are in Grosse Pointe, but still that's a great number. Days on market, 40. So you can see Grosse Pointe is kind of a subset of the entire market as a whole. Maybe we've had a little more of a constant market and not too much change, but as far as days on market demand, everything's pretty much been the same. So that'll wrap it up for this edition of the Real Estate Market Update. But if you guys out there, I've had some great responses. You guys out there have some questions you'd like me to answer live and maybe give some feedback. I really appreciate that. Go ahead and submit it to my email, bmaciag@cbwm.com. And looking forward to seeing you at the next episode of the Real Estate Market Update. Have a great day.